Political panel time, and when it's a big primary today, as it is, then it's even more fun. Democratic strategist Zach Petkanas and Republican strategist Joe Borelli. Gentlemen, I didn't get the pink button-down memo. Sorry about that.
Or your
My
hair,
bad.
You know, what the hell?
This I can't do anything about. I'm not going there.
Imagine we had that.
I'm not going
I know,
there.
I used to.
I'm not going there. All right. I want to know quickly what you both think about Thomas Massie. You think he's going to prevail? He talks a good game right now.
I think he's dead in the water. I think, God bless Lauren Boebert for going out there and trying her best, and a few others making last stands for him. I just think he's angered not just the president. I think he's actually angered the base. I mean, this is someone who's taken very decisive actions against some things that President Trump has wanted to do that are very popular within his own party. And that's really fundamentally what Republicans just won't forgive and forget about. It's not about Epstein. It's not about anything like that. It's about what are you delivering on for your district. And I think by denying Republicans some key votes.
Do you think he gets blown out, Joe?
I don't know if it's a blowout. I would say maybe 5 to 6 points.
Zach?
I think it is very difficult to win in this environment if Donald Trump is against you.
He argues, Thomas Massie does, if anyone can do it, he can.
I mean, maybe that's the case. But in this political environment, Donald Trump still has enormous sway with Republican voters, and he has captured the Republican Party. And maybe there occasionally people can break out of it, but he is an incredible force within the Republican Party, and they cannot break away from him.
Joe, speaking about the president's base, I noted this in my intro tonight because I think the demographic information is taking a shift that's uncomfortable for the president. It has to be regarded as such. Because if there's been one part of the demographic MAGA base that has been resilient, come what may, since 2016, it has been non-college educated whites. We have now them at 46%, the lowest we've ever clocked. And we clocked them a year ago at 64%. How worrisome is that, or should that be?
James Blair left the White House to do political stuff and to really perhaps right the ship.
Legislative liaison, yeah.
I have to imagine that on his whiteboard that we all keep
there's
in
no
our
number more important.
There is no demographic more important than that demographic, which you correctly pointed out, brought Trump the wins in 2016 and 2024. I mean, this is a constituency he can't do without. But the reality is we have gas at $4.50, right? We have a war that's not very popular. Those two things are dragging the president's numbers down. The good news for the president is that the solution to both of those things is the same thing. It's resolving the conflict in Iran and opening the Strait of Hormuz. When those things happen, you will see those numbers go back to where I think they should be.
Zach?
Look, these numbers are these abysmal numbers. Are directly related to the cost of living for the American people. As Joe was just saying, gas prices high, grocery prices high, clothing, cars, electronics, everything is high. They are directly related to Donald Trump's policies. And the American people understand this. They know that the gas prices are high because of the Iran war. They know that the grocery prices are high because of the tariffs. They take a direct line from what they're facing when they go to the store to a direct policy of Donald Trump. And that is why his brand is so toxic, and that is why it is tainting the entire Republican Party field as we go into the midterm
The irony is when you pull some of these individual issues, like obviously economic reform, credit card bills, drug prices, all the things that the president wants to be talking about, those things actually pull quite well with Americans. That's why
Punching through, though, has been a huge challenge.
The Strait of Hormuz has been a challenge militarily.
Joe, I want to ask you about something related to the point you just made, that when the war ends and the straits reopen, everything will be fine. I'm a very old person. Formative experience arriving in Washington in 1990, prelude to the 1992 presidential campaign. George H.W. Bush just came off the Gulf War. His popularity ratings were near 90%. And yet, over time, something began to fester there, a sense that the job didn't get done. And you are seeing op-eds now written by hawkish Republicans telling the president, get the job done in Iran. If he doesn't, if there's some negotiated settlement that's less than satisfying, is that possibly a problem?
I think the operative word is less than satisfying. I think having Iran either allow Americans to remove nuclear material or some other solution to the nuclear material question is the make or break moment for President Trump. Everything else is sort of, they won't call them reparations, they'll call them easing sanctions. All that stuff can be debated. The nuclear issue was the cause celeb of everyone who supported him on the war he needs to deliver on.
Zach, 15 seconds.
The American people want this war to end. and they want their gas prices to come down. But instead of focusing on that, what do we have Donald Trump talking about? A $1 billion ballroom. That's where his priorities are. That's what he's telegraphing. More important than people's gas prices.
And an IRS that can't even investigate him or his affiliated entities.
$1.8 billion slush fund.
Zach Petkanas, Joe Borelli with the great looks.